Thursday morning finds us walking into the swamp, and there's just a little bit of ice on the water. As typical, the wood ducks were flying before legal light, and they were flying good. But eventually, it's legal light. Now, we certainly did a lot of shooting. And we certainly should have hit more birds than we did. Even the neighbors were in on the action. That was it for the swamp that morning, but on our way to our next spot we saw something I've never seen before. I've seen the aftermath, but never how it's actually done. I thought it was pretty neat. Well, even though the ducks were flying really good this morning, we just didn't get a whole lot. They were flying real good. So now we're going to, Phil and I were going to float a creek and see if we can't get the rest of our limit today, which would be pretty good because we only shot one duck this morning between the two of us. Will got two, but I'm afraid I got zero and Phil got one. But in order to float the creek, we got to drop off the canoe and all our stuff up at a bridge, and then I'm going to drive the truck down to a parking lot that we're going to come out at, and then I'm going to ride a bike from the parking lot back to Phil at the bridge, and that's about 3.5 miles, so that's going to take more than a minute or two. So it's 10:15 right now, so it'll probably be closer to 11 o'clock before we get in, but that's just fine. We're not on a time schedule. Then we're going to float the creek a while and get to a spot we're going to jump out and deer hunt. So it's going to be a long day, a lot of hunting, which is good. Got some hobos under the bridge. Then we head on down the creek. Figure if nothing else, the scenery is going to be beautiful. We didn't see anything for about the first 1/4 to 3/8 of a mile, but eventually we see some birds. miss. I miss again.
Have you got extra shells in your bag?
No.
I got a whole box of number 4s and 2 3/4.
And I missed some more. I am not doing well at all. And here we come up to an obstacle. Kind of a problem, really. What's the game plan, Kemosabe?
Right up at the bank, and we'll see if we can get over that. But the tide's be careful when it hits. Don't be moving. It's going to push you with just hang on to it. See how it's a little bit. If we can get over that down there. No, we can't get over that.
So what we decided to do was back up and try to go through the treetop, and then we got hung up there a little bit. But we had a little saw in our backpack, so we were able to saw away some of the branches. Took a while because it was just a little folding hand saw. Then I was able to climb up on the tree and drag the canoe over. Then we're back on our way. That was probably slower but safer than trying to get over the big part.
Yeah, I wasn't going to stand on that log.
And that stupid vine distracted me and I missed yet again.
Are you empty?
And that vine also distracted me from reloading a shell.
Are you empty? I don't shoot him. Don't shoot him again. You'll tear him off to pieces. Did you just have 2 shells in your gun?
Yes.
Get him.
But we finally got one in the boat. Off to our left there was a little cove.
We're going here.
The current's dragging us, had to go up over the camera. Then we had to paddle real hard against the current to go pick up the 2 ducks. And then another one flew. Got that one too. Come around this corner and a couple of mallards appeared. You want to go that way? Left? Eventually we get to our first destination. We're going to take a little break and then do a little deer hunting till dark. But the float was good. We rounded out our daily limit on wood ducks and added 2 mallards. We got 5 woodies in the boat and we had 1 from the swamp. Heading out to the deer stand with the classic Marlin 30-30.
We have a really large pine stand to the north. Hardwoods along the creek. The creek's about 70 yards to my right, and behind me is a beaver dam. It's a really good pinch point.
Unfortunately, we didn't see any deer. Phil and I had to drift another half-mile down the creek to the pull-out point, get the canoe out, get everything about a half-mile back to the truck. So we'll close this out with some pictures. And that's how we conclude Thursday. Tomorrow morning we're going to go back into the swamp and try our luck and test our luck in the same spot. Thanks for watching.